YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Hold It Down Jay. Thank you for tuning in to week 2, and we're gonna get into social engineering. I hope y'all stick around because we got a lot to talk about later on. So we about to cut to the chase. Social engineering is just a way of somebody to trick you into thinking something is realistic, but they're actually trying to get personal information to get unauthorized access to whatever information that you have. And there's various ways of doing it. So the first one I want to bring up is phishing. So phishing is just a way for an attacker to gain unauthorized access through emails. So you may see an email saying, "Oh, you just won $200. Go ahead and pick up your gift card now." And once you click on that link, it ends up being a scam. Now he has unauthorized access to your credentials. We're gonna go into social engineering technique number 2, which is phishing. All phishing is just a voicemail version of phishing. I can literally send you a voicemail and be like, "Hey, I'm Bob from Best Buy, and you just won a $200 sweepstakes. Call this number to get this prize." See, I'm impersonating somebody I'm not. I'm a fraud. So the next one we're going to talk about is smishing. So smishing is literally phishing through SMS texting. I just got one the other day, and this attacker, he sent me this fake USPS post office phishing picture, and it was literally a USPS screenshot with a link that I knew was fake. But to an average person, if you don't know any better, you may click on it and give up your credentials, and now they have unauthorized access. They got your username and your password. So another one I want to talk about is spam. So spam is simply just sending malicious content through text message. Say if I'm the attacker and I send you a text message, and with that text message it has a virus on it, then I can infect your phone and gain unauthorized access. Another type of phishing is spear phishing. Spear phishing is simple. It's when the attacker is targeting a group of people at a business. One example would be if you're trying to target all the engineers at a job, all the actual execs of the job. Because when you try to target a group like that, it seems more plausible, right? So those are the things you got to take in consideration. Now we got something very similar called whaling. The difference between spear phishing and whaling is that whaling targets the CEO. So let's say I'm an attacker and I want to attack Apple. I'm going after Tim Cook. If I want to hack Tesla, I'm going after Elon Musk. Because if you can trick the CEO, then you can definitely get unauthorized access because they're the head of their game. So the next one we're going to talk about is dumpster diving. Dumpster diving is simple. Somebody is literally digging in the trash to get information about you. So you ever that person who's at the gas station, you throw away your receipt and they got your name on it and probably like your last 4 digits of your credit card? Yeah, best believe them scammers is coming for you. You can literally be in an office and you print out a paper with your name in it and you put that paper inside the trash can without shredding it and following proper protocols. Oh yeah, they can take that and possibly find like an address or anything in it to get more information about you to scam you again. So another method is shoulder surfing. Shoulder surfing just tells when you literally are on your computer or you on your phone and you texting and somebody behind you and they just looking over your back. A way to mitigate that is, yo, get the out of here. That's how you do it. If you want to see what's my password to my phone, you will literally watch me over my shoulder until my phone is unlocked. So another social engineering attack would be farming. So farming is simply when you go on an attacker's website and it redirects you to another website. Now they have unauthorized access because you put in your credentials. That's an example of farming. So another social engineering attack is tailgating, otherwise known as piggybacking. All it entails is when you're going inside a building as a worker and somebody doesn't have an ID, they're an attacker, so they wait until you open the door with your badge and they follow right behind you. Easy way to mitigate that, don't let their ass in. Because if you do, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble, man. Just save yourself a headache. Don't let him in. If he doesn't have the ID, direct him to security. So another type of social engineering method is pretending. So one example of pretending, let's say I'm acting as if I'm a contractor and I go inside a building, and before he asks you all these questions like, "Oh, who sent you? Where you from?" You could be like, "Oh, I'm Jake from State Farm, and Jesse from your department, he already is expecting me. So that way you kind of build that relationship with the actual worker who's at the front desk, and they be like, oh, okay, all right, you good. So another social engineering method is identity fraud. So identity fraud is when the attacker tries to be somebody they're not. So one example would be I can go inside a corporate building and act as if I'm the janitor. So once they let me go through, I can go inside the server room and now I can mess with all their settings and do what I need to get unauthorized access or probably exploit some vulnerabilities inside their system. I can cut up their wires. I can literally take hardware from the actual server room. You don't want that. So physical security is definitely, a big aspect when it comes to cybersecurity. Another social engineering technique is a hoax. One example of a hoax is if I send out a mass email trying to act like I'm a security engineer of the company and say, hey, good morning, everybody. If you have file 123.pdf, I'm going to need you to delete that. And if you fall for that, what happens is you can cost your company a lot of money simply because you delete that. That was literally the attacker making it seem like he was somebody he was not. And once you deleted that, he has easy access inside the actual company. Due to you deleting that file, it made the software very weak. And now, if multiple people do it, oh man, just forget about it. 9 times out of 10, if somebody tells you to delete something, don't do it. Like, I highly advise not to do that. So, another attack is online attacks. One example of an online attack is if you're on Facebook or Twitter and somebody's messaging you talking about, oh, I got Bitcoin, click this link and I sign up right here. I can give you some Bitcoin. And you click that link and then you put in your credentials and now he got you. You don't want that. That's not good. So another social engineering attack is the watering hole attack. Simply what it is when a user can go on a website that looks legitimate and they click on one piece of the website and ends up being malicious, having some type of malware. So one example I can give is if you go on google.com and you're used to clicking on the Google emblem so you can go back home. Well, one example of the watering hole attack would be if you click on the Google link, but this time you download some type of virus and now you have a vulnerable system. How many times have you typed up a website and you forgot one letter and it redirects you to something you never knew about? It could possibly be like a porn website, just something you just never thought you would see, right? Well, that's typo squatting domain. Domain is when an attacker takes a website and makes it very similar to a legitimate website. A legitimate website is named google.com, google.com. The attacker may do something and take the second G out and make goole.com. So what happens is, due to people messing up like that, they may type it and thinking they're really in Google, but coming to find out that's the fake Google, and then you sign into Gmail, and now he has your username and your password. And he may even redirect you back to the real Google. That's the crazy part about it. So be very mindful of that. Make sure when you type in websites, make sure you double check and make sure, okay, this is the exact website. So an invoice is literally a fake receipt that an attacker sends to a company or you just so they can try to get some money out of you. So how many times have you seen, oh, thank you for this invoice, and it's literally a fake Best Buy receipt? The email from the sender be like gmail.com instead of Geek Squad or bestbuy.com. Credential harvesting is just literally the process of an attacker gaining credentials from the user. So that could be usernames, passwords. An example would be a fake Microsoft page, and the user puts in their username and password, but they didn't know it was a fake one, and the attacker looks on the other side like, oh, okay, username is blase blase. So that gives them the availability to gain unauthorized access. Reconnaissance, that was a term in the military. It just meant literally gathering information, right? So gathering intel, you probably heard. So an example of reconnaissance would be, well, in the cybersecurity realm would be using public information. Google searching, going on social media, you could use LinkedIn, like any type of public information you can find that will help you find out more information about a company or a specific person you're trying to hack. Okay, so quick recap. Social engineering is just a way for an attacker to trick you into gaining unauthorized access. So different ways he can do that is by phishing, spear phishing, dumpster diving, shoulder surfing, all these things that we talked about before. So hopefully you learned something from this, because next week we're gonna go into chapter 3 and we're gonna keep the ball rolling. So thank you for tuning in, and like I said, as always, stick around for the next one. Subscribe, show some love, please comment, like, subscribe, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't, and we'll holler at you later. Holla.